All right, my friends, welcome back to War Thunder Ground Forces with the Angry Nerd. And today we're going to take a look at the Soviet T-34 1940. But before we get started, I would like to once again state my disclaimer. I only do a cursory internet search to find out about the history of these vehicles. Some of these websites have different or contradictory information on them. I try to piece that information together as best as I can. But there are and will be mistakes. So what I'm saying is, I'm a retired prison guard, not a historian. Don't believe anything I say. Okay, so the T-34 was a Soviet medium tank introduced in 1940. It was armed with a 76.2 millimeter 3-inch gun. Its heavily sloped armor was difficult to penetrate by contemporary anti-tank weapons of the time. The T-34 was the mainstay of the Soviet armed forces throughout World War II. In 1937, the Red Army assigned engineer Mikhail Koshkin to lead a new team to design a replacement for the BT tanks. The prototype tank, designated A-20, used a less flammable diesel fuel V12 engine and was to be equipped with a 45 millimeter gun. It was to have 20 millimeters of sloped armor. In 1939, in an undeclared border war against Japan, the Soviets deployed nearly 500 T-26, BT-5s, and BT-7 tanks against the Imperial Japanese Army. The Japanese Type 95 light tanks were equipped with diesel engines, and the Soviet T-26 and BT tanks were equipped with petrol engines. The petrol engines of the Soviet tanks made them easier to destroy, because once their thin armor was penetrated by enemy fire, or the tank was hit with a Molotov cocktail, the petrol could burst into flames, completely destroying the tank. After the battles, Koshkin convinced Soviet leader Joseph Stalin to let him develop a more heavily armed and armored universal tank prototype, which corrected the lessons learned in those battles, that could replace both the T-26 and the BT tanks. Koshkin named the prototype A-32 after its 32 millimeters of frontal armor. Its main armament was the L-10 76.2 millimeter 3-inch gun, and it was powered by a V12 diesel engine. Both the A-20 and A-32 were tested in field trials in 1939, with the heavier A-32 proving to be as mobile as the A-20. A still heavier version of the A-32 with 45 millimeters of front armor, wider tracks, and the newer L-11 76.2 millimeter gun was then tested and approved for production as the T-34. Koshkin chose the name T-34 after the year 1934, when he first began to formulate his ideas about the new tank. Mikhail Koshkin did not live to see his tank design become the backbone of the Soviet armored forces and the most produced tank in history at the time. He died on September 26, 1940, from pneumonia he contracted driving the T-34 during winter test trials. The T-34's drivetrain developer, Alexander Morozov, was appointed to replace Koshkin as the new chief designer. The T-34 Model 1940 was the initial production variant of the T-34 and the first of the T-34-76 series. In its initial stages, it ran into political trouble from the conservative side, who wanted to keep the T-26 and BT tanks in production, or keep the T-34 out of production until a more advanced T-34 completed its development to take over the role more effectively. After the Winter War against Finland, and seeing the German blitzkrieg tactics used against Poland and France, the conservative side changed their minds and advocated for the immediate mass production of the T-34 to compete against the Germans and improve the Soviet armored forces. The production for the T-34 started in September 1940 and completely overtook the production of the T-26, BT tanks, and even the T-28 at the KHPZ plant. However, the new design features of the T-34 plus the heavier weight of the tank compared to its predecessors posed a problem for Soviet industry due to insufficient tooling and machinery available in the majority of the Soviet manufacturing plants. Thus, defects in armor plates were present in the earlier models. The early T-34 Model 1940 saw a small production run of about 400 units, and it was soon improved with a better gun and layout. The L-11 76.2mm gun was found to be insufficient in performance, so it was replaced by the newly designed F-34 gun, which was much better than its predecessor. The interior of the tank was also fitted with a 9 RS radio set when available. It was also equipped with thicker, better quality armor. This new tank design would be referred to as the T-34 Model 1941. When Germany launched Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union, on June 22, 1941, the existence of the T-34 proved a psychological shock to the German soldiers, who had expected to face an inferior enemy. For the most part, these expectations were accurate, but the T-34 was a notable exception. The T-34 was superior to any tanks the Germans had in service, and initially, German soldiers had a great deal of difficulty destroying the T-34s in combat, as the standard German anti-tank weaponry proved ineffective against its heavily sloped armor. German forces, being more experienced and better led, quickly improvised to deal with the new threat. Because the standard German anti-tank gun, the 37mm Pak 36, proved to be completely ineffective against the T-34, the Germans were forced to deploy 105mm field guns and 88mm anti-aircraft guns in a direct fire role to stop them. The German High Command also immediately requested the development of new vehicles to counter these threats, as well as upgunning the current equipment. Despite the Soviet units being equipped with these new tanks, combat statistics for 1941 show that the Soviets lost an average of 7 tanks for every German tank lost. The Soviets lost a total of 20,500 tanks in 1941, approximately 2,300 of them T-34s and 900 heavy tanks like the KV. These losses were not only because of tactical and strategic skills of the opponents, but also because of poor leadership, tank tactics, and crew training, not to mention mechanical problems of the Soviet tank forces of the time. The older tanks were poorly maintained, and the new T-34 and KVs suffered from teething problems, particularly with the clutches and transmissions. Mechanical breakdowns accounted for at least 50% of the tank losses, and recovery and repair equipment was not readily available. The T-34 in all its variants would go on to be the most produced tank of the war and the second most produced tank of all time after its successor, the T-54-55 series. By the end of the war in 1945, the T-34 had replaced many light and heavy tanks in the Red Army service. It accounted for the majority of Soviet tank production, and following the war, it was widely exported. In 1996, more than half a century after it was introduced, the T-34 variants were still in service in at least 27 countries around the world, And who knows, in 2023, if things keep going the way they have been, one might even show up in Ukraine. Now in War Thunder Arcade, the T-34 1940 is located in the Soviet tech tree. It is a rank 2 medium tank with a battle rating of 3.3. It has a 954 horsepower engine propelling the 25.6 ton vehicle to a top speed of 34 miles per hour. Its main armament is a 76mm L11 cannon with a maximum ammo load of 77 rounds. Its secondary armament is a coaxial 7.62mm DT machine gun. Now I have it assigned to an ace crew with a crew level of 150, which gives me a reload of 7.1 seconds. So what do I think of the T-34 1940 here in War Thunder? Well, this is a really good vehicle. It's very maneuverable, it has a good gun, and it has good armor protection. But don't get overconfident. There are a lot of vehicles with a lot of guns that can destroy this vehicle. And there are some vehicles that you will have a tough time with, such as the Sherman 105, the Stuff 42, and the KV-1 and KV-2s. But if you can use your maneuverability and get around to the sides and the rear, you can take these vehicles out. That being said, why don't we hop into a game and see what I was able to do with the T-34 1940. Here we go. All right, looks like we picked up Eastern Europe. And there's only one cap point on the other side of the river to the southeast. Yeah, southeast. Okay, let's see. I think I'm gonna try to cross that middle bridge and head over toward the cap. Let's knock down this. It makes it a little easier to get through the fence. And faster. But I don't want to waste all my ammo doing it, but 2 or 3 times be alright, I guess. Even these little fences slow you down way more than you would expect them to. Alright, here we go. We are in the cap. Let's see. I think I'm gonna hide right over here with the building protecting my right side, these logs protecting my front, and the other logs to the left. And okay, some of my teammates may show up in a minute, but it looks like this Cromwell is going to show up first. He can be kind of difficult, to tell you the truth. Cromwells can be kind of difficult. I think he would just like to snipe my turret, if he could get away with that. I got his track. I'm lucky he didn't kill me. We've got one tank destroyer who's come kind of close. Oh, it's a M4105. I can kill him from the side pretty easily. Let me see if I can damage him. No, I did nothing. Panzer 3M, they can be difficult. Oh. Oh, this is bad. Try this guy again. Nothing. Here comes the Cromwell. Oh, the Crusader got in the way, and I'm tracked. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is bad. Get the Crusader, because I know I can kill him. Angle. Get this guy from the side, I can kill him. Oh, keep wiggling. Get this guy, he's giving me a side shot. 105 is possibly giving me a little bit of side, maybe. No. Got the Cromwell. Come on. Let's hit him in the gun. Okay. Repair. Guys. Gun port. Alright, I'm repaired. His gun is still messed up. Alright. So you get around him to the side. He's working it good. Alright, back up. Got him. Woo! Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Angry Nerd has stayed alive. Oh, that was excellent. Oh. Alright. Cap has been defended. Artillery fire is coming in. I don't want to get killed by artillery fire now. So I'm going to vacate. I'll come back to the cap if I need to. Hamler. Oh, he stopped. Probably shouldn't give him this much side shot, but come on. Could get his gunner though, so there we go. Got a bomber available, so I'm going to take that. I need to come over here and kind of hide behind this hill a little bit. Maybe right here. Only got one bomb though, so let me see if I can find a place where tanks are congregated, and it looks like it's probably going to be their spawn point right over here. Alright, now I'm going to turn away so it doesn't look like I'm flying right over them. Alright, got two. And the Valentine makes 3. There's a Stug 3F. He could really punish me if he gets a shot on me. Let's see. Oh, I missed it. Panzer 3. Got him. Got the driver. He's sitting duck now. Old Stug 3F is out. Oh, come on. Reload, reload. He's turning this way. There we go. There we go. And there's a Valentine going up the hill way over there. Gotta go between these chimneys. Got his engine. Alright, got him. Last minute. Alright, that worked out well. Not my best game in the T-34 1940, but it was a good cap battle, so I might end up putting this one in the video. Adamant, multi-strike without a miss. Tank rescuer, multi-strike, triple strike, professional, shadow strike streak, survivor, and heavy metal fury. Player statistics 11. Okay, my results. First place in the team 91. I spent a lot of time on the cap. That seems kind of low, but oh well. All right, looks like we picked up Frozen Pass and 1 cap point. All right, I usually like to go over to the little town to the northeast, but I don't think I'll be shooting anybody over there today, so maybe we'll head up toward the cap. Ooh. Let's see. One thing, the T-34s are quite maneuverable and pretty speedy, so you can usually get to good locations fairly quickly. The reload is a little long. 7.1 or something like that, but you know, you could run into a faster reloading vehicle that could give you some problems. Let me get rid of this stuff here. Sometimes it gets in my way. I guess everybody else is going to catch up here in a little while. Oh, I totally flubbed that shot. It's horrible. Dang it. Oh, they smoked me. Okay. Alright, we are not going to sit there in the smoke. That's a bad idea. They're still shooting. They're still shooting in the smoke, trying to hit me. Alright, the smoke has dissipated. Oh. Okay. Oh, the train car got in the way. It's a bad shot. There we go. We got him that time though. And then he smoked again. Let's see, I can't see anything, so we're gonna back out again. Alright, is it starting to clear up? Can't tell. Maybe. Patience. Patience is a virtue. All right. SU-76. Got a lot of guys, but didn't kill him. M5. Got a kill assist on the 76. We're going to go ahead and move and let the teammates get the cap. No need for us all to be bunched up in there. I really don't need the cap points. We're going to sit here in this ambush position. And the 76mm gun on this should handle anything that comes through here. Let's take some artillery. Start dropping some of that. Looks like something is going to come. I'm going to try to snipe him between these rocks here. Getting scraped by an airplane, but I don't see any bombs. Alright, we destroyed an M8 with the artillery. Oh, I totally missed it. I was looking at something else. I could take this bomb and run, but there are people kind of close. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking. Artillery fire coming again. Alright. Teammate got it. I kind of wanted to do it, but you know, my luck. As soon as I got in the aircraft, there's a heavy tank right around here. And some more, they would just come up and kill me easy. I'm not going to give up this side position because there we go. M3. Oh, alright, he sees me. Bomb, made him miss. Put this bomb rock between me and the bomb, take out this guy. Reload, reload, reload. Gun crew. Yes. And there's people here in the back, right around here somewhere. Got them. They definitely know I'm here for sure. Drop some more arty. Oh, I hear a bomb. I'm out. I'm out. Alright, that was Panzer IV and got artillery strike. Oh, gun depression. Come on. There we go. Oh, M8 missed on me, but he's got heat, so I'm going to reposition. He's probably switching to heat right now. Can I get this guy? Yes, I can. Alright, gun depression, can't get him, but let me shoot the M8. Got him. This guy. Alright. I think if I pull a little more to the left, it'll angle me so I can get this guy. Oh, come on. Alright, second try, second bite at the apple. Got him. 35, but I can't get him. All right, Not too bad. Here we go. Shadow Strike Streak, Adamant, Teamwork, Multi-Strike, Tank Rescuer, Multi-Strike, Professional, Without a Miss, Final Blow, Survivor, Heavy Metal Hero, The Best Squad. Alright. 17. We'll take that all day long and twice on Sunday. Let's recap these results here. First place, 17, 92%. Well, all right then. Okay, so the T-34 1940. This is a really well-balanced vehicle, but it's not invulnerable. It does have weak points, and it can be destroyed by a lot of vehicles. So, as you saw in the first game, I got my track damaged, but I didn't stop and repair the vehicle because my gun was still working. I still had offensive capability to defend myself. If you stop and repair and sit still, it lets the enemy take their time and aim for your weak points. Now, if my gun had been damaged, if I had friendlies around that were also shooting at those vehicles, I probably wouldn't stop and repair the gun. If I was by myself, I would have no choice but to stop and repair the gun. But wiggle your turret, wiggle your vehicle a little bit, try to keep angled, and you can deflect a lot of shots with this vehicle. Now, the second game was a 17 kill game, which is pretty good. It's not my only 17 kill game in this vehicle. The other one is going to be reserved for my Patreons. It'll be posted on my Patreon channel, so if you'd like to see it, consider becoming a Patreon and possibly pick up some Angry Nerd merchandise. And while we're speaking of Patreon, thank you so much to my Patreon supporters. You can see their names in the credits at the end of the video. And thank you to everyone else. If you've liked this video, like it. If you didn't, don't. Subscribe if you would. But as always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Nerd out.